So COMT TIA Security Plus Threat Vectors and Attack Surfaces Introduction. So welcome to the Threat Vectors and Attack Surfaces Practice Lab. In this module, you will be provided with the instructions and devices needed to develop your hands-on skills. Identifying threat vectors and attack surfaces is critical to network security. Understanding how to identify indicators of attacks and vulnerable applications enables the administrators to apply mitigations and act proactively to protect the network environment. In this module, you will identify potential attack surfaces and mitigate them. So, learning outcomes. In this module, you will complete the following exercise. Exercise 1, Open Service Ports. Exercise 2, Default Credentials. And lastly, Exercise 3, Vulnerable Applications. After completing this module, you should be able to discover unnecessary open ports, close unnecessary open ports, discover the guest account, discover a recently installed application, simulate an attack on the vulnerable application, and lastly, observe indicators of attacks. Exam objectives. The following exam objectives are covered in this module. Summarize fundamental security concepts, authentication, authorization, and accounting, all triple A. Second is explain common threat vectors and attack surfaces. Message-based, file-based, vulnerable software, unsupported systems and applications, open service ports, default credentials, and lastly, human vector social engineering. Given a scenario, analyze indicators of malicious activity, which is indicators. So, lab duration. It will take approximately 1 hour to complete this lab. Help and support. So click next, or for more information on using Practice Lab, please see our help and support page. You can also raise a technical support ticket from this page. Click next to view the lab topology used in this module. So click next. So lab topology. During your session, you will have access to the following lab configuration. Depending on the exercises, you may or may not use all of the devices, but they are shown here in the layout to get an overall understanding of the topology of the lab. So there are total of 5 devices or lab um devices. So ACIDC01, ACIDN01, ACIWIN11, ACI Alma, and ACI Kali. So click next. Okay, so exercise 1, open service ports. Open service ports provide a communication path on services hosted on a machine. Opening services ports is critical for normal and effective network operations. However, open service ports may also serve as a path for attack, specifically especially if they are unnecessarily open and unmanaged. Nmap is an open source network scanning tool that can be used to identify open ports on a machine. In this exercise, you will use Nmap to discover unnecessary open ports on ACID M01, then close those ports using the Windows Defender firewall. Learning outcomes. So there are two. After completing this exercise, you should be able to discover unnecessary open ports. Lastly, close unnecessary open ports. So the devices that we are going to use will be three. So you will be using the following device on this labs. Please power this on, which is like, as you can see, it's already power on all of them. I, at least Windows Service ACID 0 C01, ACID M01, and ACI Kali. So scroll down, task 1. Task 1, discover unnecessary ports. Open ports is a network port that is open and accessible, but that serves no legitimate purpose or function on the host. In the context of the network configuration, unnecessary open ports provide potential entry points for an attacker and should be discovered and shut. In this task, you will use Nmap to discover unnecessary open ports. So connect to ACID M01, click the Start charm, then select XAMMAP. Then XAMMP P control panel. Note, XAMPP is a cross-platform open source local web server environment for testing and developing web applications. It bundles Apache, uh, um, MySQL, PHP, and Perl capabilities into one package. So in the XAMPP control panel window, in selects Start for the Apache server. So start. Step 3. In the XAMPP control panel, select Start for the MySQL server. Start. Note, observe the Apache server is operating on ports 80 and 443, and my SQL server is running on port 3306. This will be unnecessary. Open ports for the remainder for this exercise. So close the XAMPP control panel. Then step 5, connect to ACI Kali device. On the desktop toolbar, select Terminal Emulator. So once we are connected, so again, once connected to the Akali server, on the desktop toolbar, select Terminal Emulator, which is this. Then step 6, in the terminal window, type the following and press enter. So nmap dash pn 192.168.0.2, enter. Then note, for our scenario, ACID M01 is not meant to run a web server or host a MySQL database. These are considered unnecessary services and have unnecessary ports open to support them. The dash "pn" switch is used to bypass the host discovery step of the Nmap port scan. So step 7. So in the terminal window again, type the following and then press enter. Nmap dash pn dash a dash b space 80.443.3306 space 192.168.0.2. So note, in order to find out more information about the unexpected open ports, an aggressive negative A or dash A Nmap scan is performed. This scan combines four Nmap capabilities: a service version scan, an operating system detection scan, a trace route, and lastly, custom scripts. This scan is being run on only the three unexpected ports. So, step 8. Notice that Apache 2.4.56 is running on ports 80 and 40, and that a MariaDB is running on port 3306. These ports are unnecessarily open and should be closed. So keep the terminal emulator windows on ACI Kali. So task 2, close unnecessary ports. Unnecessary open ports provide potential entry points for an attacker. In this case, ports 80, 443, and 3306 are open. Even though there is no intention of ACIDM01 hosting a website, in this case, these ports should be closed. The Windows Defender Firewall is a built-in security feature that protects the machine from unauthorized access. It acts as a barrier to protect the host from unwanted and unauthorized communication. In this task, you will use the Windows Defender Firewall to close ports 80, 443, and 3306 on the ACID M01 machine. So connect to ACID M01, click Start, and then type the following: Windows Defender Firewall. Select Windows Defender Firewall with Advanced Security from the Best Match pop-up. So step 2. In Windows Defender with Advanced Security, select Inbound Rules on the left pane. So, Inbound Rules. Step 2. In Windows Defender with Advanced Security, select Inbound Rules on the left pane. Select New Rule in the Action pane. So, New Rule. Note, ACL rules can be configured for both inbound and outbound traffic. In this case, to close the port, we only need to control inbound traffic. Step 3. In the new inbound rule wizard rule type page, select the radio button next to port. So, inbound rule wizard port. Then click next. Step 4. In the protocol and ports page, type the following in the specific local port field. So 80, 443, then lastly 3306. Click next. Step 5. On the action page, select the radio button next to block the connection. So block the connection, click next. Step 6. In the profile page, ensure the domain private and public options are ticked. Domain, private, and then public are ticked. Note, Windows allows the configuration of three different network environments: the domain, a private, and a public network. In this case, we will apply the inbound rule to all environment. So in the step 7, in the name page, type the following the name of field. Name, name, close, unnecessary ports. Then click finish. Step 8. Observe the following at the top of the inbound rules list, which has been created to block ports 80, 443, and 3306. Close the Windows Defender with Advanced Security window. Then step 9. So close, connect to AC Kali, where the terminal emulator window is open. In the terminal window, type the following and then press enter. So n map dash pn 192.168.0.2. Enter. Step 10. Notice the ports 8443 and 3306 are no longer listed as open ports. They have been closed by the Windows Defender firewall rule that was created. So close the terminal emulator. So next. So for exercise 2, default credentials. Default credentials are widely known and predictable. For example, the website is CIRT.net, which is the Cyber's Incident Response Team Network, hosts a default password database comprised of 531 vendors and 2,117 default passwords. Default credentials, when left on vendor equipment, make the equipment an easy target for unauthorized access. Guest account may use default passwords or sometimes no password at all. They are accounts that are intended to provide limited privileges and access to the network. However, from an attacker's perspective, a guest account is an attack vector. In this task, you will discover the guest account on ACIDC01 and disable it. Learning outcomes. After completing this exercise, you should be able to discover the guest account and lastly, disable the guest account. Your devices, which is only one. You will be using the following devices in this labs. Please power this on, which is like as you can see. Um, Task 1. Discover the guest account. Guest account may use default password or no password at all. In this task, you will log into ACIDC01 with the guest account. In the lab toolbar, select the lab setting gear icon. So if you're not sure what you're going to click, so setting. In the device setting drop down, uncheck the box next to automatic login. Huh? Server auto login. Then Step 2, in the device setting, so connect to ACIDC01, select Control Alt Delete from the menu drop down. Note, this menu allows you to enter commands in the VM. Simply pressing Ctrl Alt Delete on your keyboard will apply the command to your personal machine, not the VM. This step may not be necessary if you arrive at the ACIP lab or administrator's login page. Move directly to step 6. So sign out. So step 5, on the ACIDC01 error page, select the circular arrow icon at the top right hand corner of the device to reconnect to ACIDC01. So is it here? Yeah, reconnect to device. So on the ACIDC01 login page, select other user, then step 7, guest. Then click on the other user login page, type the following in the username field. No password will be entered. So guest. Note. Notice that the guest account is enabled and no password is required to log on. This is a security vulnerability and should be corrected. So the ACIDC01, select Control Alt Delete from the menu drop down menu. Then step 9, log out page and sign out. Then on the lab toolbar, select the lab setting gear icon. Then in the device setting, drop down the menu and check the box next to automatically log in. Then if required on the inside page, select the circular arrow icon to reconnect. This step may not be necessary if the ECIP lab or administrator account is immediately logged back into. So task 2, disable the guest account. Through the course of standard network management, guest accounts should periodically be reviewed for presence and disabled when found. If a guest account is required by policy, then guest accounts should enforce a session timeout policy and should be monitored for malicious activity. So in this task, you will disable the guest account on ACIDC01. So once you're connected on that account, on the server manager window, select tools and then Active Directory user and computers. So tools, then Active Directory and computers. Active Directory users and computers. Here, note, Active Directory users and computers is used to manage the administers users, groups, computers, and organizational units with an Active Directory domain. Step 2, in the Active Directory users and computers window, select users in the left pane. So users. Note, the window guest account, which is normally disabled, provides limited access to the computer. It will not be configured with a password and is meant for temporary use. It is, however, a security vulnerability. Step 3. So in the Activate Directory Users and Computers window, right-click on Guest and select Disable Account here. So click OK for step 4. Then step 5, close the Active Directory Users and Computers window. So repeat the task 1, steps 1 to S7 to attempt to log onto the guest account. and the ACIDC01, notice the account has been disabled. So step 7, in the lab toolbar, select the lab settings, gear icon, device settings, drop down, check the next box to automatically log in. So reconnect, then there you go. So it was already been finished. So exercise 3, vulnerable applications. Vulnerable applications pose a network risk because they can be exploited by threat actors. Exploitation can lead to security breaches, data loss, malware installation, and unauthorized access. In this exercise, you will recognize a newly installed applications and identify indicators of attempted exploitation. So, learning outcomes. After completing this exercise, you should be able to discover a recently installed application, simulate an attack on the vulnerable application, and lastly, observe indicators of attacks. Your devices. So you will be using the following devices in this lab. So there are specifically three: the ACIDC01, the ACI Win11, and ACI Kali. So task 1, discover a recently installed application. Controlling application installation is a fundamental security practice that can minimize a network attack surface. In our fictional organization, by policy, users are not permitted to install application. In this task, as a network administrator, you will discover an unapproved recently installed application on ACI Win11. You will then conduct research to determine that this application has a significant known vulnerability. So connect to AC Win11. So once connected, click the start charm and type the following. So start Adobe Reader. So click the Adobe Reader. So in the Adobe Reader 8 license agreement pop-up window, click accept. Step 3, close the Beyond Adobe Reader pop-up window. So do not show X. And step 4, in Adobe Reader, select Help. Then select About Adobe Reader 8 from the drop-down menu. So step 5, notice that the version of Adobe installed is Adobe Reader version 8.1.1. Click on the red Adobe Reader pop-up windows to close it. Close Adobe Reader. The taskbar, select Microsoft Edge. Then in Microsoft Edge, type the following URL in the address bar. So copy, then you can paste it. So that's going to be https://nvd.nist.gov/VULN/details/cve-2007-5659. Then hit enter. So note, the process of determining whether a software version is vulnerable is being shortened in this step for simplicity. So in Microsoft Edge, scroll down to the severity section, then select CVSS version 2.0. So severity. Where's that? 2.0. Step 9. Since the vulnerability is old, a CVSS version 3.x score has not been calculated. Observe the CVSS version 2.0 score is a 9.3 on a scale of 0 to 10. So step 10, in Microsoft Edge, scroll down to discover the known affected software configuration. So here, note, notice that Adobe Reader version 8.1.9 is vulnerable. From the Network Defender's perspective, it will be appropriate at this time to uninstall the Adobe Reader 8.1.1 and investigate how the installation occurred by whom. So close the Microsoft Edge. So task 2, simulate an attack on the vulnerable application. So connect to ACI Kali. So step 1, in the top toolbar, select emulator or terminal emulator here. Step 2, in the terminal window, type the following and press enter. So MSF console, enter. Note, the Metasploit framework is an open source penetration testing framework used to exploit vulnerabilities. So in the terminal window, type the following and press enter. Why? Step 4. In the terminal window, type the following and press enter. So search Adobe 8, 8.1.1. Step 5. In the terminal windows, type the following and press enter. Use 0. Note, the command use exploit Windows file format Adobe collect them collectemalinfo could also have been used. But since the number 0 was also given to this option, it is simpler to just use the command use 0. So step 6. So step 6, show options, enter. Note, options are used to customize the exploit for the attack machine being used. This exploit will be used to enable the observation of indicators of attack. For this reason, the full exploit process will not be demonstrated, so default options are accepted. So step 7, exploit, enter. Note, text exploit creates a malicious PDF MSF.pdf and places it in the home ACID admin and .msf4 slash local folder. So step 8, exit. Enter. Step 9. In the terminal window, type the following and press enter. So cp home slash home slash ACI admin slash dot ms f4 slash local slash msf dot pdf. Enter. So note, the cp command copies the malicious PDF from the folder it was created in to the user's current folder. D represents the current folder. Step 10. In the desktop toolbar, select Firefox. So Firefox. In Firefox, select My Files. Where is that? So My Files. In the Firefox, in the Upload File section, select Browse. The file upload window, select the home folder of the left pane. Then step 14, in the file upload window, select the MSF.pdf file, then click open. Note, the My Files folder is accessible from any machine in the lab. Observe the MSF.pdf file has been uploaded to My Files. This simulates the delivery mechanism of the exploit to the victim. Close the Firefox window. So step 16, go back to ACWIN11. Click the Microsoft Edge icon in the taskbar. Select My Files. Then MSF to download file. Note, this action simulates a successful delivery of the malicious PDF file to the victim. In Microsoft Edge, in the download box, folder icon and show in folder. Then step 20. In the downloads window, right click in the MS file and then select open with Adobe Reader 8.1. And then how do you want to open? So select Adobe Reader 8.1. Note, this simulates the victim activating the payload by opening the malicious PDF. So close the downloads and Microsoft Edge window, or step 22. Observe the Adobe Reader attempt to open the file, then close. This voluntarily requires the installation of the rollover software on a Windows XP operating system. So mhm, the exploit will fail. However, indicators of the attacks can be observed. So close the downloads. Observe indicators of attack. So ACWN, then click start and then type event viewer. So click this. So the event viewer step 2, expand the Windows log folder in the event viewer local pane. So event viewer, Windows log. So step 3, in the event viewer, select application in the event viewer local plane. Step 4, observe the recent errors in the application's log. Errors in the application's log. Discover in the general description of the log that the application that caused the error was Adobe RD32.exe. This is Adobe Reader 8.1.1, and this error were caused when the malicious PDF was opened. So close. Then note, though this exploit was not successful, the logs provide an indicator of attack additionally even without being able to execute the malicious PDF. An attacker was able to deliver a weaponized PDF potentially through phishing or social engineering, and a victim user downloaded the file and attempted to open it. These are significantly security issues that must be addressed through a cyber incident response process. So click next. Review. Well done. You have completed the threat vectors and attack surfaces practice lab. In this lab, you discovered unnecessary open ports on a domain server and mitigated the vulnerability discovered, and then disabled a guest account on the domain controller and identified indicators of attack on the user workstation. So, summary, you completed the following exercise, which is 3. Exercise 1, open service ports. Exercise 2, default credentials, and lastly, vulnerable application. You should now be able to discover unnecessary open ports, close unnecessary open ports, discover the guest account, disable the guest account, discover a recently installed application, simulate an attack on the vulnerable application, and lastly, observe indicators of attack. So, yan, submit feedback. So, shut down. So, done. Then we can shut this down. Shut down. So, done.